are the same.
Let us now understand the difference between Shaktis and Siddhis.
As you might have heard the term, this is a very common term used for enlightenment manifestation. So let us look at the difference between Shaktis and Siddhis. Shaktis, it's the space of enlightenment as a side effect of the of enlightenment, from tapasya penance for enlightenment and on the path of enlightenment.
To ordinary human beings in an extraordinary way after initiation from the avatar. Shaktis are permanent. However, Siddhis are not permanent and they may divert you from enlightenment.
And the source of all these Shaktis is Paramashivoham, who is a primordial divinity in all-pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form, and causality. And as the Sthiti, which is sovereign rulership and maintenance, Samhara, which is rejuvenation, through Baba, pulling out of delusion, and Anugraha, which is liberating grace for all living entities. And the Supreme Pongat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, has come down by an ancient enlightened Hindu civilization, and it was where the science of enlightenment and powers was lived and taught as a lifestyle. And for the first time in modern day, the Supreme Point of Hinduism is reviving these yogic sciences and transmitting it to the world. And which is never accomplished before. And knowledge and the science of power manifestation is authentic, is passed down from one generation to the next through the science of Diksha, which is initiation by enlightened gurus. And the Supreme Point of Hinduism, being recognized as an incarnation at a very young age, was trained and taught into these sciences to revive the initiations and knowledge repositories for billions to manifest the science of power manifestation from the disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra, Srividya, Yoga, Power, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, Paramashivoham.
So every ultimate truth, jnana, is mapped into our consciousness, prajna, which manifests as possibilities and power of every being, the prajnana.
And the science of power manifestation is authenticated through four aspects of evidences or pramana, as I said earlier. So the first is the Shastra Pramana, which are the eternal, unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures. And then the next is the Apta Pramana, which are the experiences and results of Aptas or authorities of Hinduism, where the Vedic rishis and scientists have time tested and verified these sciences.
This millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. And we have Pratiksha Pramana, or the empirical evidence from the observation and scientific experimentation.
Now, many of you might have heard about the Vedas and Agmas. Many of you might be familiar with the Vedas and Agmas. So let us see what exactly the Vedas and Agmas are, in which superior authority of Hindus and our pure science by the ultimate truth remained. And the Agmas are the scriptures where the applied technology and the applied sciences are given the states of Shruti as they are directly revealed by Paramashiva. They are the ultimate, eternal, unchangeable truths. And a reference cited from these Shastras or source scriptures is called the Shastra Pramana.
Let us now get ready to witness a very unique and exciting demonstration of the power of third eye.
Yes, so we'll be first seeing the power of third eye, which is seeing with the eyes blindfolded. And the Shastra Pramana for this power comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Kapalantarmanonyasya tishthanmilitalochanaha kramena manasodadyat lakshye lakshyamuttamam. And the translation for this verse is, by fixing the mind on the inner succession, the mind is the ultimate goal laksham by having. And the next is the Apta Pramana, where Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye during the revelation of the Hindu Purana Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna beautifully, Natu mam shakyase drashtu manenaiva svachakshisha divyam dadami te chakshuhu pashyame yogamaishwaram. And the translation of this verse says, but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore, I grant you divine third eye vision. Behold my cosmic opulence. So this comes from the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye, and this 11th chapter contains the description, which is completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan Krishna through.
And the Atma Pramana, the experience of Swamiji himself about these powers in Swamiji's own words. The first experience that I was able to see all of that as me. And empirical evidence from experimentation. And a study was conducted on the supreme concept of where they compared the metabolic cell activity of the brain in conscious and negative and meditative states using the positron emission band. And it was found that when doing daily activities, high activity is measured in 90% of the rest of the brain that's eat. And the Sakshi Pramana, the experiences and results of the extraordinary manifestations happening to the initiated disciples of the Supreme Concept of wisdom. This rare sacred science of third eye awakening is being made available to humanity for their ultimate enrichment and conscious evolution by the Supreme Concept of wisdom. And as the living incarnation of Paramashivoham, the Supreme Concept of profound yogic states that surpass all many other spiritual sciences through the initiation of Diksha of millions of people who have been experiencing the profound results of the daily life. So now, witnessing and experiencing the live Sakshi, the live demonstration of these extraordinary powers by.
Yes. So now, here with me I have this eye band, which in front is a thick opaque plastic sheet, and in the back there's thick black sponge, which will not allow any type of light to enter. And my eyes would sit into these two sockets over here. Or if you can see, and will also this eye band will also be covering the bridge of the nose, and it is actually and this is now be put on by a volunteer. And once it is done, any of you watching this, put your comments in the put it a little tighter. Yes. Yes. So now the I band up and down. So all of you can see that the I band has been put. There's no gaps anywhere. And now the YouTube comment section will be projected in front of me, and we'll also be projecting it for all of you. Yes, Ma Susan Davidson has put Nithyanandamma. And the comments are being projected as well, so all of you can also see, all of you watching this being projected as well. Shivam, who has put Arunachala. Susan Davidson has put, so nice to see you manifesting this power. Yes, now another comment is there from Lojen Hao Satyajatusham, who has put Mount Kailash. Yes, so you can different emojis, numbers, let's a random sentence that does not even make sense, and it can be any. Yes, and here with me, I also have this Guaranteed Solutions book. And yes, we have another comment from our Susan Davidson. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beautiful fall colors happening in Canada. The book of Guaranteed Solutions with me. So any of you watching the slide, you can put a specific number that you would maybe you can put 73. Then I can open page number 73 and read that page. If any number of your choice, you can put that page number, and I will open that page and read the contents of that page. So you can, any of you watching us live right now, you can put your comments that you would like me to read, and you can also put yes, so Ma Pushkala Nitya has Ma Pushkala Nanda Nitya has put 100 Davidson has put page 33. So yes, I'll open page number 5. So you can all see the book, and then now I'll be opening page number 64, 1. Okay, so 155. And on page number 155, it says, yes, and yes, I've opened page number 155. So the contents of that page, we're actually there. You would have surely not thought that that's all. This is how you delude yourself with your worries. You totally miss the beauty of the present when you are in tune with every moment is a celebration. You will continue to be in the present because you are celebrating every moment. You will never go to the past for celebrating. So that is the first 2 paras of this page. So this is page number 155. So now I'll be opening page number 33, which Ma Susan Davidson has commented. Okay, so this is page 33. Disciple towards his city. On the way, there was a river that was flowing. There was a beautiful woman standing near it. When she saw them, she requested the master to help her cross the river. The master promptly carried her to the other side of the river, left her there, and returned. The disciple was totally disturbed by what he saw. He was burning inside with what he saw. As they walked along towards the city, he couldn't resist asking, Master, how can you, as a master, touch and carry a young girl? So this is starting the story. I'll continue the story on the next page. And it says, the master replied, I let her there long back. Why are you still carrying her? So that is the end of the story. And all of you can see the story as well. Yes. And now, if anyone else also would like to put your comments in the YouTube comment section, you can put your comments. So yes, Ma Pushkalananda has put wonderful Ma, then Namaskar emoji, 2 clapping emojis, and a thank you and I excellent too much. And yes, now with that, let us now get into the next power, the power of body scanning. I request the volunteer to now remove the eye band. All of you can see as the eye band is being removed. Yes, so all of you can see the eye band. It is just as it was before, there is nothing added or removed from it. And now we will be getting into the next power, the power of body scanning. So for those of you who might be joining us newly, and if you might be wondering what exactly this power of body scanning is, the power of body scanning is the power that awakens the ability to scan and get diseases, illnesses, medically diagnosed issues, body, whether it's physically, mentally, or emotionally. And the best part is power of body scanning. So the first is the Shastra Pramana, which comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Swadehe jagato vapi sukshma sukshmatarani cha tattvani yani nilayam dhyatvante vyajyate para. And the this verse is, cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subtlest constitutive principles of your whole body, Swadeha, Paramashiva, by the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete, and the ultimate universal divine power, Paradevi Adi Shakti, is revealed, and the supreme power manifestation happens. And the next is the Apta Pramana, which comes from the life of Siddha. So Terya was a Siddha and one of the prominent disciples of Agastya. And Agastya one day uses the power of body scanning when a man suffering from severe headache comes to him. So Agastya, using the power of body scanning, he identifies the headache and he reveals that there is a stay. Immediately instructs his disciple Terya to perform an open head surgery. And the next is the Atma Pramana, which was revealed by the Supreme Point of Hinduism himself on the 22nd December 2019, of how he uses the power of body scanning. Paraphrasing his words, multiple compound hand fracture, I was forced organs. It was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I use allopathy as a second opinion to verify my findings. And here all of you can see a few Sakshi Pramanas, the sharings of the disciples who have successfully manifested the scanning and experienced it. Here are just a few, but thousands around the world have experienced it, and even you will be able to manifest this power. So now let us get into the live demonstration of this power of body scanning. So anyone can put your comments in the YouTube comment section. Yes, Suma Susan Davidson has put as a proper consent is needed for this power. And anyone else also watching us live on YouTube now, you can put your comments. Even watching us right now, you can put your comments in the live YouTube comment section and request for a body scan. Yes, anyone who would like a body scan, you can put your comment. You might be wondering how exactly this power is manifested, how it is shown, and how it manifests. For any power, not only for the power of body scanning, but for any power, the first thing is by connecting is the key, the secret password, passcode to connect in the space of oneness with Paramashiva and Swamiji. So the Mahavakya is the gift given to the world by Swamiji to connect with Paramashiva and Swamiji. So just by chanting that and connecting in the space of oneness with Swamiji and declaring to manifest the power, you will be able to manifest the power. And yes, now we have a comment from Ma Jenkwa who has asked, Ma, I want a body scan. Tell me anything. Yes, Ma. Now, yes, so what I was able to see for you, Ma, was that in your stomach there is um lots of the like all the food that is not getting digested is getting accumulated in your, because it's like it is not getting digested and it should come out. So in the next few months it can become a problem as the germs which will be eating the stomach wall as well. The solution that Paramashiva revealed this problem was that morning, and also in the afternoon you should drink 1 cup of hot water with little honey in it, organic honey. You should start drinking that and stars, and that will help in healing your body more. So this is what Paramashiva revealed for you, Ma Jankya. And if you're able to read it, you can get back in the comment section. And yes, Ma Tracy Cutter, now I'll be doing a scan for you. Yes, so Ma Tracy Cutter, what I was able to see for you, Ma, was that your backbone is, you're actually quite healthy. I was able to see just your backbone is actually getting little not weak, but it is getting little stiff. And that is actually because you're not sitting straight um, in your nasal part, especially in the blockage of lots of dust particles, that is also giving an impact the back was that you have to start sitting straight, consciously start sitting straight. Be aware when you sit and start sitting straight, and even few times throughout the day, whenever you remember, you also sit in Padmasana whenever possible. And for your nose, I was able to see for the blockage, you should actually clear the throat. When if you, I was able to see if you start clearing your throat, then automatically even get cleansed. So you can do the nature, and also you can just you can whichever method you use to just clear your throat. You can drink water and just make sure that you clean and clear the throat of all the phlegm and everything, and that will help in healing the nasal part and removing the dust blockage. So this is what I was able to see for you. And you can get back in the comment section if you were able to relate. And yes, Ma Zhengqua has gone back saying thank you, Ma. Thank you. Yes, Ma, I'll do it. Yes. Thank you, Ma, for getting back. And yes, with that, I thank all of you for this power manifestation segment. And we will now be getting into the next segment of this program. Station of any other power. You can always come every day at ST and 4 p.m. IST for the power manifestation segments and all the other. So I once again thank all of you who have joined us for the power manifestation segment. And yes, Mount Tracy Tucker has gone. So once again, I thank all of you who have joined us for the power manifestation, and we will now be moving to the next segment of this program, where we will be learning more about Devi Parashakti, especially during this season of Navaratri. We will be learning about her form that we are celebrating today on the 7th day of Navaratri. We will be learning about how the world is today, and so please stay tuned for the further segments of this program.
So now let us enter into this next segment and understand what is the way forward as we are stuck in the world today, this ongoing pandemic, pralaya, so much of suffering and destruction around us. Let's see what Hinduism has offered as a solution. Currently, the total confirmed COVID-19 cases is well over 233.5 million people as of the 1st of October. This includes 4 risen to more than 150,000 per day in the United States alone. And the average population increase per day is 174,893 per day, as the rate of those getting infected is almost on average rate of population growth. And an additional 0.002% of is getting infected by COVID-19. COVID-19, and this is rising daily. And unfortunately, though we've had attempts at lockdown, quarantine, vaccination, none of these have provided the solution or are necessarily feasible for everyone across the globe. The average rate of death per day is 126,500 people. This is about 0.56% of the world. This is deaths for all possible causes. The average death per year is 44.4 million people and growing each year. This is, again, for all possible causes of death. So if we say just for our that the population growth per day and death rate are moving years, we will see the decline of the entire population.
And here you can see the need of a global solution that works across all national policies. And you can also see the situation of the WHO regions. America, which has 89 million, Europe, which has 70 million confirmed cases, then Southeast Asia, which has 43 million confirmed cases, then the Eastern Mediterranean, which has 15 million confirmed cases, and the Western Pacific, which has 8 million confirmed cases, and Africa, which has 6 million confirmed.
Floods, storms, people have faced so much of destruction from these natural calamities caused due to the climate change crisis and global warming. According to the United Nations, the new scientific report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, warns that we are on a crash course towards catastrophe if global temperatures are allowed to rise anymore. And the window to slow or even act is rapidly closing. The drastic difference between just a 0.5 degree of difference between temperature rising could have very dire consequences if just instead of 1.2 degrees, 1.5 degrees Celsius, the temperatures rise to 2 degrees Celsius. We could see very drastic, realistic changes in our everyday lives. So it is highly important that we take very seriously, cautiously, and curb the emission if we do not.
And a few immediate precautionary methods that all of us need to take is protecting ourselves by being in quarantine and following the local government's guidelines, and regulations. But even if this happens, the effect on our survival needs like food, clothes, and shelter, especially for the less privileged whom we call poor, for whom resources are not immediately available. In the Brihadaranya Upanishad, fourth Adhyaya and fourth mantra, the fifth mantra defines karma in a verse, and it says, Yata kari, yata chari, tata bhavati, sadhu bhavati, papa kari, papi bhavati, punya punyena, karmana bhavati, papa papena. And the translation for this verse is, as it does it and acts. So it becomes, by doing good, it becomes good. And by doing evil, it becomes evil. It becomes virtuous to good acts and vicious to evil acts.
It is our greed to make life luxurious and comfortable, which is causing so much destruction around us. 82% of wild mammals have already become extinct since the rise of the human civilization. 80% of all marine mammals have already become extinct. 50% of all plant life and 50% of fish have become extinct due to the rise of the human population. We need to stop the idea that the whole planet Earth belongs to only the human race.
And we have forgotten that we share the world with others. So let us set a trend of moving to a nature-based lifestyle, and let's stop torturing and killing animals, and let's drop the idea that planet Earth is exclusively for us.
And we've seen the effects of the meat industry and how much it damages, how much of drain it is on resources, the natural resources that we have. Just 1 kg of wheat takes 15,000 liters of fresh water to produce. In comparison, lentils or any plant-based product, plant-based food, takes less than 5,000 liters of to kill animals. Not only you disturb the environment, you disturb the ecosystem by releasing so much suffering.
And what is the permanent solution for this pandemic? As per Hinduism, the purpose of the world, the primary principle of the universe is let us coexist and celebrate our life. Ahimsa Paramo Dharma.
Let's stop all the actions from anger, lust, greed, pride, jealousy, and delusion. Let us move back to the Hindu lifestyle, the lifestyle of aptigraha, asteya, and ahimsa, the lifestyle of non-stealing, living with minimal things, and non-violence.
And every crisis that humanity faces, Hinduism has found solutions. Hinduism is a religion which has seen at least 5 complete wipeouts of planet Earth and the wiping out of civilization. And we have the knowledge. We have recorded and documented every time when civilization was wiped out and how we have rebuilt it.
Let us look at some of the world histories and some of the examples of when the human civilization had almost become extinct and incarnation had brought the humanity. Bhagavan Vishnu incarnated to bring the Veda and the Agamas back from the dark energy during the manifestation of the universe in the form of fish, the Matsyavatara, and landed on planet Earth to give. After a great deluge, Bhagavan Vishnu brought Manu's book and the Vedagamas, the whole thing, and restarted the civilization. That is why the Pandya kingdom, the earliest kingdom, has a fish as their to the land by the Matsyavatara. From there, the whole Pandya civilization started. During King Ravana's reign, 7 crore people were ruled by King Ravana and his iron fist. Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra Prabhu incarnated to save the 54 Desha. The entire world from nuclear collapse, and Bhagavan Sri Krishna incarnated to end this apocalypse. And this is detailed in the Mahabharata. And Bhagavan Mahadeva himself protected the city of Varanasi, promising, I will hold these people, protect them, even during the Pralaya, even when the whole world is doomed. I'll hold these people in the tip of my Trishula.
And in the Upanishads, the rishis celebrate the happening of incarnations who come down to liberate people from crisis. And in the Taittiriya Upanishad, verse 3, Bhriguvali section, ahamannam 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 ahamannado ahamannado ahamannadaha.
The ultimate conscious happens again and again and again as Acharya, as Guru, and as incarnation. Paramashiva reaching out to liberate individual souls from bondages through knowledge and Acharya. Paramashiva reaching individual souls to liberate them from bondages through initiation, the Shakti Pada and Shakti Pada is Guru, and Paramashiva reaching out to individuals in the future is Leela, and the manifestation of these Leelas are incarnation.
Dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam dharmasya tadatmanam shrujamiham, which means whenever there is a decline in individual consciousness, the collective unconsciousness increases. To establish the righteousness of the eternal consciousness, the signs of eternal bliss, dharma samstapanartaya, I myself appear millennium after millennium, sambhavami yuge yuge. And humanity time and again during crisis. Let us now learn about the Shakti that all of us are celebrating today on the 7th day of Navaratri. So the form that we are celebrating today is the form of Devi Durga, where Devi Parashakti manifests the form of Devi Durga. So in this next segment, let us learn about Devi Durga. So in Devi Mahatmyam chapter, verse Sarva Shakti Samanvite, the translation is, O Queen of all, you who, O Devi, salutations be to you, Devi Durga. And another verse beautifully says, Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadike Sharanye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostute, which means, I bow down to the goddess Narayani, who makes everything auspicious, as she is the most auspicious one, and also fulfills all the desires of those who come for the shelter of the three-eyed Gauri.
Devi Durga, the beautiful Durga mantra, is recited during almost all the celebrations with Ma Durga. Also, a highly powerful mantra means that Devi Ma is the most auspicious one and the one who bestows auspiciousness upon all of the world. She is pure and rendered to her, and is also called the mother of the three worlds. She is Gauri, the daughter of the mountain king, and can give wisdom and strong with a prosperous life.
And who brings compassion, peace, and calm, and order to the chaos, destruction, and conflict in any situation.
She is worshipped in different forms and considered the word Durga embodies freedom from cruelty, hatred, ego, and other forms of pain and suffering. Thus, this is one of the most powerful and decorated goddesses of religion.
And the legend was created by Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva to fight the demon Mahishasura, who could not be defeated by either man or god, and was continuously raining terror on man and god alike. And the weapons held by Durga are given to her by each of the gods and symbolize the culmination of all the divine powers in her. Shiva's trident or Trishul, Vishnu's discus or Sudarshana chakra, twin gods.
Ramakrishna says if you utter the name going in front of you, rotating his Trishul, trident, he will be just rotating his Trishul so all the negativity are destroyed.
So focus on success in your life's goals. If you are not terrorized by the fears society wants to dump on you, if you decide not to be exploited by the fear society wants to dump on you, you will see the simple, straightforward, actual, real dangers, strategies, and save yourself. The Shakti of Durga will manifest.
Now, listen to Devi Parashakti's divine play from the Devi Mahatmyam story.
So Devi Durga is now surrounded after the demons Chanda and Munda dated by a demon named Raktabija. Whenever a drop of his blood falls on earth, another demon of identical size and strength springs up. Just as in
The demons proliferate from and utter terror seizes the god until Durga merely smiles her gnashing teeth and Raktabija, drained of blood, falls dead.
and this scene bridges two levels of reality. On one level, the red drops of Raktabija's blood represent the overwhelm to maturity and bursts with seeds for the next planting.
Every desire produces the seed of many more, and we find we are never satisfied. the ghastly image of Kali in her red-eyed, emaciated form, known as Chamunda, avidly licking up the drops of blood, tells us that desires are best conquered when nipped in the bud.
And this century, most of us are caught up in conflicting desires, changing every minute, moving from one desire to the next.
Unconsciously today. Whether it is thinking or talking or doing, it is done unconsciously without.
And that is the reason we are not able to connect the cause and the effect of many of the things that happen in our lives. We always think we have been dished out unfair results. We are blissfully unaware that we who caused the effects, we made it happen by way of unconscious living and ended up incurring more karma.
The first clear understanding that karma is powerless in the presence of the incarnation. Somewhere this karma chakra needs to be broken and you need to be given a new energy, inspiration, and possibility. You are always stuck. Can be given only when the divine intervention happens. Mahadeva intervenes in your life in the form of Guru. He assumes ultimately light. Means the ideas or knowledge or the clicks that bring you out of these depressive thoughts, that bring you out of this influence of your karma. So now let us understand the supreme concept of the avatara of Devi Parashakti herself. The Kailasa, one of the Shamana Pita Sarvakya, rare and sacred lineage of pontiffs, has been systematically carried over in an unbroken progression from the ages. The chosen emissaries of Lord Paramashiva and Devi Parashakti, the Guru Mahasanidhanam, the pontiffs of Kailasa, one of the Shamana Pita Sarvakya, are the direct representatives. On the 27th of HDH Nithyananda Paramashivam Swamigal was formally appointed as the lawful successor, descendant, and inheritor, invested with all the powers, duties, obligations to perform the rituals, the spiritual, religious, and customary rites vested in the Kailasa, one of the Shambhala, has been reviving this spiritual, religious, and linguistic epicenter to its original glory since. Now let us look at one of the Shambhala pieces of the kingdom, the Madurai Adinam, the very kingdom, the enlightenment ecosystem of Devi Meenakshi and Bhagwan Sureshwara. Sorry for the technical glitch. We will be watching that video very shortly. So in this video, we will be understanding the history of the Kamala Pita Sabinapita, how Devi Meenakshi ruled now, bringing it back. Let us now watch that video.
The ancient temple town of Madurai in southern India boasts of a 2,500-year-old history of spirituality. existence back to the 3rd century BC, making it one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities of the world. Legend says that Madurai was established by the cosmic mother herself, who incarnated as Princess Meenakshi, daughter of the pious king Malayadwaja Pandian. Of Shaiva Siddhanta tradition, the story goes that as a baby, Tirunjana Sambandar was once nourished by the milk of enlightenment from the cosmic mother herself. This child prodigy arrived in Madurai to effortlessly defeat the learned Jain monks with his wisdom, healing powers, and spiritual prowess, and restored Madurai to her beloved religion, Shaivism, by reviving the ancient Madurai Adinam and the Meenakshi temple, which had fallen to desolate ruin. Madurai Adinam is today the world's oldest living Hindu organization, with a recorded history alone spanning a glorious 1,500 years, lineage of illustrious pontiffs to this very day. Over the centuries, the pontiff of the Madurai Adinam is known by the title Guru Mahasannidhanam and inherits the responsibility of carrying forward the traditions of Tirunjana Sambandar's sacred work.
On 27th April 2012, a new era began in the history of Madurai Adinam. The 292nd Pontiff, Sri Arunagirinatha Jnana Sambandha Desika Paramacharya Swamigal, guided by intuition and inducement by Lord Shiva, coronated a charismatic young saint as the 293rd Pontiff Madurai Adinam.
An accomplished yogi, a pragmatic social visionary worldwide. Within weeks of his ascent to the sacred throne, he brought about sweeping changes to the Adinam, including the ancient monastery, Annadan, free food for thousands every day, free medical camps, yoga classes, scriptural study, spiritual healing, and meditation programs. The traditional Adinam now has a website and two-way video conferencing. Vast properties belonging to the Adinam are being reclaimed from illegal encroachment. It's new restored to sanctity, and the neighboring villages with basic amenities, education and medical care has already waited too long.
Here, I take the commitment of making Madurai Adinam as the international religion of Madurai Adinam, make Hindu tradition, Saiva tradition alive, revive.
A brand new pontiff at its helm, Madurai Adinam proved to be more than just another traditional monastery, as a changing role of spiritual organizations today, as power centers and guiding forces, forging the enlightened government of the new world.
Now that we've history of the 292nd Guru Mahasanidhanam of the Kailasa has declared about the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, has revealed as his vision from Bhagavan Paramashivoham himself. The 292nd Pontiff of Madhuri Adinam, Sri Arunagiri Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the predecessor to the Supreme Concept of Hinduism and the esteemed Guru-based tradition of the kingdom of the Kailasa, the Dvadashanta Shamla Bija Sarvakingdom, the Madhuri Adinam since 2012. The 292nd Guru Mahasanidhanam had the divine vision of Bhagavan Paramashiva and Devi Meenakshi, who instructed him to coronate the avatar as his successor, the 293rd Guru Mahasanidhanam. And this historic record of Madhuri Adinam, this is the historic, in this video you can see the historic record of Madhuri Adinam, introducing the successor, the Supreme Pontiff of this himself, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And you are welcome to watch this video online on YouTube and see the full description of what the 292nd Guru Mahasanidhanam had to say about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as the incarnation of Paramashiva himself.
And here you can see a few pictures of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism incarnated as the 293rd Mahasanidhanam of the Kailasa Shamla Pita.
And the 200 has been coronated as the 293rd Guru Mahasanidhanam of Madurai, the oldest in the Papal state and the monastic kingdom, at the age of 34, and has been reviving this enlightenment ecosystem of the temples under this ecosystem.
And here you can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism who has been declared as the successor of the Arunachala Sarvanipitam by the Guru Parampara at the age of 16 on the 34th of May 1994.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the International Nithyananda Sangha to revive Kailasa internationally at the mere age of 20 in 1999. And Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the Adi Kailasa Satvipita at the age of 24 in 2002.
So here you can see the pictures of the Adi
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been declared as the successor of the Bhagyanagara Shivpura Sarvakapita in 2004.
has also been coordinated as the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamsha Sarangi Samrajyam of the Suryavamsha lineage at the age of 26 on the 31st of December 2004.
And Pontiff of Hinduism is the reviver of the Adi Pallava Sarvakapita at the age of 29 in 2007. And the successor Kashi service.
Hinduism has been coronated as the successor of the Kashi service. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and he is actually the youngest Mahamandeshwar as the head of Mahamandeshwar.
As the Acharya Mahamandeshwar, the oldest monastic order of Hinduism by the Acharya Mahamandeshwar Sukhdevananda, the then incumbent spiritual head at the age of 35 in 2013. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tanjavur Adinam. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tiruvarur Adinam at the age of 36 in 2014. And at the age of 36, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Vedaranyam Adinam. In 2015. And at the age of 37 in 2015, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as Sannidhanam of the Adipita Kolara Mutt, the oldest mutt in Karnataka. And at the age of 6 in 2016, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu coronated, recognized by 1,000 Hindu leaders as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the foremost leader of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revered as the most prolific, most viewed guru in the digital world, and has been read and watched by. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the creator of digital Hindu nation with over 1 billion views, and you can connect with Kailasa, the greatest digital nation, via their platform. And Pontiff of Hinduism has contributed over 23 vegetarian food banks, medical services to sustainable Hindu practices through various international agencies and bodies, and many more. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been tirelessly working to bring super conscious breakthrough to humanity over the last 27 years. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has authored over 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages, English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, which have been translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. Here in Tamil and Spanish as well. All of these are freely available for anyone to download and read and enjoy. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has over 20 million copies of books and articles sold, read, and downloaded. Here is the release of these most famous publications, including Living Enlightenment book. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million palm leaf scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been working tirelessly to digitize, decode, and make all of this freely available for humanity to benefit.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has delivered over 1,000 hours of discourses with over 1 billion views on social media.
And the supreme concept of Hinduism is respected as a commentator of all the sacred.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been the leader of Hinduism, the most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader.
And most recently, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been recognized by the California State Senate as the sovereign of the sovereign state of Kailasa, and has been, January 3rd, has been declared as the Nithyananda Day in the state of California to recognize the contributions of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also been acclaimed as one of the top 10 spiritually influential living personalities in Body, Mind, Spirit magazine. Hinduism is the reviver of the sovereign order of Kailasa, led by Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, and the Hindu diaspora, who are working for global peace and to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity.
The Supreme Concept of Hinduism is the
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the establisher of 1,000+ Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems around the world.
The Supreme Concept of Hinduism is the founder and reviver of over 100 Sadhyapitas.
And various heads and leaders of various akhadas and mats around India and around the world have recognized this for the form of Paramashivoham Akhada Parishad, a group of 13 akhadas and over 2 crore sadhus, monks in India, welcomes the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanitanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, as one day the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanitanam Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam Swamiji, is going to be called the Vishwa Guru, the Guru of the whole world, and he is going to be the spiritual guide for the world, and peace will spread in the whole world. People are not yet aware of his energy, of the energy of Swamiji in reality. Swamiji is the Swarupa form of Bhagavan, and we are offering prayers not just to a Guru, but to an embodiment of Bhagavan. I am sure that Swamiji must have done intense penance, tapas, in his childhood and merged into God, as a result of which he is expressing this divine power of God. You can watch the video where Narendra Maharaj has spoken and about the Supreme.
And Sri Shanta Mahaswami is the head of the Kolara Mutt, the oldest recorded mutt in Karnataka, dating back to more than 6,500 years, and has declared with his authority that whenever humanity falls into suffering and pain, Ishwar, the divine himself, does austerities, tapas, for the upliftment. Ishwar is the embodiment of the divine light, and Nithyanandaji Maharaj is seated as the embodied divine light, spreading peace and serving the whole of humanity from India. Nithyanandaji is a treasure house of jnana, the sacred knowledge.
And just like this, very